Hi, this is Dr. Shirley Caruso. Hi, this is Dr. Shirley Caruso. Thank you for joining me. In this tutorial, you will learn how to create content, how to create hyperlinks within slides, and how to create hotspots, and we will do this using trigger effects. This tutorial will be demonstrated using a PC with a Windows operating system, and I'll be working with PowerPoint 2016. Let's head on over to PowerPoint to get started. In previous tutorials, you've learned how to create a graphical user interface. You've learned how to insert audio, how to insert video, and how to insert a screencast. Now we're going to go ahead and start creating more content for this tutorial. So, as you can see, the slide that says about this tutorial is still blank. So I'm going to create a little introduction to let the users know or the learners know who this tutorial is intended for and the things that they will learn. So as you can see here, the audience for whom this tutorial is intended is stated, and the three things, the learning objectives, are clearly stated. And I'm also letting the learner know what they should do next after reading about this tutorial. In a previous video, you populated the navigation page. Now let's populate the frequently asked questions page. This is a place where you can anticipate some of the questions that learners might ask. Remember, in an online situation, the instructor will not be present, so your job as the instructional designer is to build content that will answer all of their questions and even include a space that might further answer some of the questions they may have. So I've included here some questions that have been asked in the past, and as you gather feedback from your learners who take this tutorial, you can continue this list of frequently asked questions, and instead of being just one slide, it can spill over to multiple slides. For the contact slide, I've given the learners a way that they can contact me in case they have any further questions or comments. For the introduction to the section on the 50 states and their capitals, I've reiterated what the learners will learn in this particular module, and I've made it decorative by including a washed-out version of the U.S. map, just as we have done on the graphical user interface. And I've included some direction here of what the learner should do next. The content for this module, the 50 states and their capitals, includes a map, and it gives the learner some directions. It has them actually look at the map, kind of digest that information for a bit, and then it leads them into what's going to happen next. So we're going to take a look at each state individually. And here again, they are directed on what to do, what they should do next to get started. The next slide that the learners will see is the U.S. state capital list. So I don't think that I am going to need this text box. I'm going to delete that. And I'm going to head on over to Google. And I'm going to search for a list of states and capitals. And here's one that I think I can use. So I'm going to click on this link and scroll down, and it actually gives me all 50 states and their capitals. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this list, and I'm going to bring it back into my PowerPoint slide and do some editing. So I want these to appear larger. And what I would like the learners to be able to do is to click on a link to learn more about that particular state and its capitals. So this means that I'm going to have to start creating some hyperlinks. So let me first give the learner some direction on what to do. So I'm going to insert online pictures, and I'm going to look for that picture of the computer mouse. Put it over here to the right, and I'm going to give some direction to the learner. So I'm going to insert a text box. Some direction here. I can make this a little bit larger, and I can even make it bold text so that the learner definitely will see what to do here. And just for an example, I'm going to choose Illinois. But first, I need to make a slide that says Springfield, Illinois. So that is what I'm going to do here. Going to highlight that, insert, hyperlink. I want this to be a place in this document, and I want it to go to my Springfield, Illinois slide. So now that means I need to build some content for this slide. So I told the learners that they were going to learn where the state capital is located, and they're also going to learn the population of that capital city. So this is exactly the content I need to build here. So you can also, in addition to your graphic user interface that is going to make navigating through your tutorial very easy for the learner, you could also build hyperlinks within your tutorial. So this is actually going to take them to Springfield, Illinois, but as you would continue with this tutorial, you would make hyperlinks for each of these states and their capitals. So what I need is I need a map of the state of Illinois. So I'm going to go back to my Google search. And remember that you should always have usage rights for the images that you are including. So I'm going to click on Tools, Usage Rights, and I'm going to make sure that I select one that's labeled for reuse. And I like this one because it shows, it's indicated with a red dot where Springfield is. So I'm going to actually grab that image by saying Insert, Screenshot, Screen Clipping, and grab this image. There it is. It jumps right into my PowerPoint. And now I'm going to make this really interactive. And I'm going to have the user click on the red dot to learn more about the capital of Illinois. So I'm going to insert some direction. I'm going to go back to those online pictures, and I'm going to get that computer mouse. I'm in the Creative Commons. Insert a text box. So giving the learners some direction on what they should do on this slide. I'm actually going to draw an arrow from the direction to the red dot, making the red dot just a little bit bigger. Filling it all with red. I'm going to insert another shape. I'm going to insert the arrow, and the arrow is going to go from this direction to the red dot. And I'm going to format the shape so it's a heavier width. And I'd like the color to be black. So now it's directing the learner where to click exactly. And I'm going to create some more information. So here's some information that I would like the learner to see once the learner has clicked on that red dot. So what we have to make happen is we have to make a hotspot. So the hotspot is the red dot, and when the learner clicks on the red dot, this box is going to appear. So in order to do that, we have to open our animation pane, and we have to open our selection pane. So let's double click on this box. Let's say animation, and we're going to add an animation. We would like this box to appear. And we would also like this arrow to appear. At the same time. And under animations, we can open that animation pane. We can also, by double-clicking an object, I'm going to close out this format box here. We can open the drawing toolbox, and we can click on that to bring up the selection pane. By showing us the order of the animations we have created and the selection pane of each object that is built in our slide, we can then build a trigger effect. So we would like Springfield, Illinois, this information here, we would like it to appear when the user clicks on the red dot. In the selection pane, we can see the red dot is oval number 6. So clicking here, we see this is rectangle 10. We can say effect options, timing, trigger on start of oval number 6. We would also like this arrow to start on the click of oval number 6. So in order to make these two happen at the same time, we have to tell this to start exactly with the previous action. So when the user clicks on the red dot, this box and this arrow will appear with more information and indicating where Springfield, Illinois is. So let's put this in presentation mode to see how everything is working. When the user clicks on the dot, the box appears with more information and the arrow appears indicating where Springfield, Illinois is. However, the choice that the learner has now is either to go to the previous slide, the next slide, or the home, when actually we would want to lead the learner back to that list of capitals so that they can choose another state and with their capital to see the map and to learn the population. So we're going to have to build in a hyperlink that takes them back to the slide with the list of the U.S. states and capitals. So I've added a sentence that says, click here to return to the U.S. capitals list to select another state. So I'm going to insert hyperlink, place in this document, and I would like them to be able to turn to this list so that they can select another state. So we go say OK, and then the user will have that flexibility to return to that particular slide. I hope this tutorial has been helpful. I'll see you soon in another tutorial.